I once had a wedding guest have a heart attack in the middle of a wedding ceremony, and here's what happened. Hey, my name's TJ Kapuni, and I'm a wedding DJ. And in this video, I wanted to share with you an experience I had where a guest at a wedding had a heart attack and share like how we handled the situation. And I want to be really clear right off the bat. I'm not giving anyone out there any sort of medical advice. This is not me telling you what to do as like the doctor or like a first responder kind of person. I think you know what I'm saying, right? But I wanted to just share a story of like what actually happened at this wedding. It was here in Leavenworth, Washington in the middle of August, and the middle of August is during fire season. So fire season for us starts about mid-July-ish, and it runs to, it could even be early November, so somewhere mid-October or early November. That's just where the smoke is heavy. There's tons of fires, and that's maybe something that's unique to Leavenworth, Washington. And I'm not sure if the smoke or any of that, like I don't know. I'm not a medical expert. I don't know if the smoke had anything to do with causing the heart attack. Maybe not. Maybe some of you, if you're a medical expert right now, just let me know in the comments. Like that had nothing to do with why this guest had the heart attack. But regardless, a guest is going to have a medical emergency at some point during one of the weddings that you are helping execute. And it's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's a matter of when it happens. So at this wedding, the moment the guest had the heart attack, like there was instant screaming, you know, that cry for help, that real like your gut just like you know, it's a desperate cry for help. So that's what happened. It was in the middle of the ceremony. Again, the officiant was doing this thing, you know, about to wrap things up, and then boom, you just hear this loud cry, and then the guest falls over, and it was the groom's uncle. Thankfully, the groom's uncle is still alive. Well, he was alive after this whole incident. They were able to save him, but I just recall it was just one of those scary situations. So one of the things we did, which I'm really proud of, was we had somebody call 911. So right off the bat, medical emergency, call 911. That's I feel like that's maybe advice I can give to anyone out there who's in the wedding space, who's helping DJ, or maybe you're a planner or whoever you are watching this video. Call 911 the moment a medical emergency arises. Call 911, and then so what did we do after that is we grabbed the microphone. The officiant already had a microphone, and I had a wireless mic right next to me as well. So we got onto the mics and we started directing traffic immediately. So we told all the guests, grab a chair, make room, just give them space. So, and I want to say there was either a close family member who went up and checked in on the guest, or I don't know if there was like a nurse or somebody who was a first responder type of person, somebody with more medical training than I had. Naturally, those people will step up to the plate. But the reason why it's important I feel like for you to grab the microphone and direct people is because most people's natural response to an emergency like that is fight, flight, or freeze. I'm sure you maybe heard of that response. It's like when something triggering or traumatic happens, people go into fight or flight, but people also forget people go into freeze mode. So people need direction, like verbal direction. So get on that microphone and tell them what to do. Like, hey, we need you to back up, grab a chair while you're backing up, give them space. And that's really helpful for people to be able to know what to do. Tell them to back up, go use the bathroom, go grab a drink while we handle try and figure out what to do in this situation. So we made sure there was a clear spot for an ambulance to be able to pull right up directly to the ceremony, because at this ceremony it was located in somebody's yard. It was like down a driveway, and there was potential of them being able to just drive all the way out they ended up not being able to. They got down to the bottom of the driveway at least, and then they brought their carts out and was able to roll their equipment right up. But yes, definitely clear spot. You want as less, the littlest amount of friction for a first responder to be able to come in, like the people with the from or the ambulance or whoever it is showing up to come and help the situation. You want as little friction for them to be able to operate and do what they need to do to rescue the person who's going through the heart attack. And that's what we did. We had people hang out, grab another drink, or go use the bathroom, and we sort of kept them informed in terms of like how far out the first responders were going to be, because we had the first responder didn't respond till like 15-20 minutes after we had somebody call 911. So you're going to be hanging out for a while, which is why, again, I really want to emphasize you have to tell your wedding guests what to do. Like, just give us space, go do your thing. Like, we're going to call you back once this situation's handled. And the whole ordeal from start to finish took about an hour for the first responders to actually show up, and then for them to do their thing on the guests and then take them with them. So the whole thing, again, took about an hour or so, and I hope it goes faster for you, but just plan mentally an hour-ish for that whole situation. And it could be faster, it could be slower for you wherever you're at, but just know it's going to take a while. So your guests, especially your guests, are going to need to know that it is going to be taking a while for us to resume the wedding, because the wedding will carry on in most cases, I feel like. And then after we had somebody call 911, we cleared all the chairs. That's when I actually reached out to the wedding coordinator and had them just kind of be a little bit more informed about what's happening. At the time, the wedding coordinator also was like a chicken with her head cut off, because how do you prepare for a situation like this unless there are hopefully more videos or people sharing their actual experiences and stories online for others who are in the wedding space to be able to, hear more stories. So if you appreciate content like this, please comment down below, maybe your experience with a medical emergency, or just share more of your stories in the comments down below. Would appreciate you also subscribing to the small time DJ's channel. So call your wedding coordinator. The reason why it's important for you to call your wedding coordinator is because they are able to deal with a lot of the behind the scenes logistics kind of thing. The things that wedding coordinators are naturally good at. Like, hey, they got to push back catering, for another hour, and you're dealing with a strong type A caterer that's like, no, you said 5 o'clock is dinner, now it's 6 o'clock. Rah, rah. Like, the wedding coordinator is able to go handle that situation. So have your wedding coordinator be informed at least, or communicate with them, I would say, after you give space for the person who's going through the medical emergency. And then after you contact your wedding coordinator, then it's just a waiting game at that point. So the officiant at this wedding, and this is me just being 100% open, I am a person of faith, and also most of your officiants are probably in sort of a spiritual figure to maybe your couple. The officiant was like, hey, if you're a believer, I would love to pray for our couple right now. And most people will take the time to also pray too. So I strongly encourage you, especially if you're a believer, pray. It's not going to offend anyone. If anything, it's going to help calm a lot of people down in those moments. So yes, exercise your faith in those moments. And you'll wait for the first responders to come, take care of the guest who's having the heart attack. And thankfully, again, I don't know if I said it earlier in this video. Maybe I did. I'm kind of lost already. But the uncle did make it. He survived, and I don't know if he's still alive today. But yeah, and again, I don't know if it was the smoke that helped sort of increase the odds of him having the heart attack. But regardless, he had a heart attack, and one of the things that somebody did during that moment was somebody just went and grabbed a wet towel, like a wet rag. And I don't know if it was just to be able to wipe the face of the the uncle who had the heart attack, or I don't know why a wet rag or wet towel was soothing for the whole situation. And maybe you know why a wet rag actually would help. And I don't know if it was a wet rag or if it was a cold rag, because it was in the middle of August again. It was super hot. So maybe it was just to help cool down. So I don't know if, again, this is not medical advice. Don't take, for whatever reason, in my head, I just took a mental note of that. I was like, oh yeah, a wet rag, it kind of makes sense. That would be soothing. And I don't know why, but that's what happened. Maybe grabbing a wet rag would be helpful. The other thing, again, with us kind of being in that fire season, for us, it was important for all of us to stay hydrated because it was smoky as all get out. The AQI was just through the roof, and when in those situations, you yourself, DJ, have to be well hydrated. Make sure you're drinking tons of water, and it starts the day before, right? Make sure you're well hydrated, and then also keep everyone else hydrated. The officiant, make sure they have water. Make sure whoever else is going to be like the bride and the groom, make sure they have tons of water, because all of this, like, it's triggering, right? When somebody's going through a medical emergency like that, it can trigger a lot of things. And one of the things I learned in those situations, so basic, but hydrate. Water. I want to make it really clear. You're hydrating with water and not vodka or whiskey. That's for later. Make sure you're drinking tons of water. If you need to have the couple, practice some deep breathing or go inside a room where the air is actually being filtered, because, again, at this wedding, tons of smoke, middle of fire season, and everyone's like struggling to breathe. All of our stress levels are, up to 200. And it's just absolutely nuts and insane. It's the little things that are going to go a long way for you in these situations to be able to be helpful to those around you. Breathing and staying hydrated. So I think that's about it. So if you found this to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, I, again, would really appreciate you hitting that like button. Drop a comment. Let me know, like, what experiences have you had at your weddings. And I look forward to sharing more about the wedding space and DJing. Again, to all of you DJs out there, you are more than just music. All right, catch you all in the next one. We out.